Hello traders and welcome, and thank you for joining XNES's Market Outlook. In this video we're going to be discussing the key idea for trading this week, as well as the rationale behind it, some of the things traders need to be aware of over the next few days. I'm Michael Stark, Financial Content Manager at XNES, and joining me is Stanislav Bernichov, Trading Specialist. Thank you very much, Stan, for joining us.
Hello Michael, thank you for having me.
What then is the key idea or the key possibility for a trade for this week, do you think?
All right, so I'm focusing on the crude oil because it has a nice rebound during the last week. And we see that it had landed on the dynamic support below between 200 and 50-day moving average. So usually when you have a trending asset like crude oil, it's very difficult to reverse it quickly. So it would rather lock in a consolidation of the trading range. So we don't know exactly where the reversal will actually happen, but it might happen somewhere inside of this area. So in case we have some confirmation of reversal, such as candlestick pattern or a chart pattern, something like cup and handle or similar, we can consider going into the long position. So I think that crude oil, by the way, is the separate market which is trending regardless of anything else. Because we've seen stocks plummeting, cryptos plummeting, so currency pairs are controversial. But crude oil and energy markets seems to be moving just like it's totally separate asset. We see the crude oil itself growing and also energy stocks growing. So it's the only sector which outperforms the majority of other sectors in the US stock market.
And what's the key narrative that's driving that possible move upward by crude oil this week?
So it's the same old narrative. I mean, it's rising treasury yields for the American dollar, for the United States. So nothing really new here. And also, by the way, the interesting fact that crude oil is actually performing the best seasonal month. So you see from this chart that the 30-year statistics shows us that June and July are probably the best performing months for crude oil, as well as February. Now we are in June, so the average return is 3.7% for crude oil, so that might work. And also, speaking of economic calendar, you might be watching the petroleum status report on Wednesday, which are going to be published during the US session opening on Wednesday.
Okay, so thanks very much, Stan. And in summary, we've got the key idea for this week is a possible buy for crude oil if it bounces around the area above $100 this week. And one of the key factors driving that is that crude oil trends quite separately from most other markets, and typically it has quite a strong seasonal performance in June. And the main thing to be aware of this week on the economic calendar is the petroleum status report, which is going to be on Wednesday from the EIA. That data possibly could have an effect on the volatility of crude oil. So thank you very much indeed, Stan, for joining us and giving us your idea and valuable insights on it.
Thank you, Michael. Have a good trading week, everyone.